What does feminism mean to me? It mostly means to me equal rights for women.
I think it's about women gaining an equal share in the world.
Feminism means equality for both men and women.
Feminism to me is ancient. When I was in high school, there wasn't girls' sports because I think it's Title IX, 9 or 10, something like that, that said you had to offer equal sports for girls that you did for boys. That didn't exist.
When someone believes that women should have the same rights that men do.
On March 25, 1934 in Toledo, Ohio, Gloria Steinem was born to Ruth and Leo Steinem. She was the second of two children with one older sister, Susan. Little did her family know at the time, Gloria would change the face of feminism and the world as we know it today.
Steinem's father was an antiques dealer, traveling from California to Florida often to fulfill his job. As a result, Steinem never had regular formal education until the age of 10 and was instead tutored by her mother on the road. When the family split up in 1944, Steinem and her mother moved back to Toledo. Steinem's mother, who had already been suffering from depression, went into a period of helplessness. Caring for her mother at a young age taught Steinem how to be a responsible leader.
After being freed of the responsibility of looking after her ill mother, Steinem followed her sister Susan to Smith College in 1952. At Smith, Steinem joined the newspaper staff and her love for writing grew.
At college, Steinem's interest in women's rights and writing increased dramatically. To continue with her education, Steinem broke off her engagement to her college boyfriend. Later, she found out that she was pregnant and was faced with a hard decision. Either she could get an abortion or continue on her mother's path and quit school to have the child. In the end, Steinem chose to have an abortion, but there was one problem. Abortion in the US and UK was illegal. Steinem found a doctor in England who would illegally declare her baby a threat to her health and then perform a legal operation. She went through with this plan, but because it was so hard for her to find a way to get an abortion, Steinem realized once again that women's rights were limited, and as a result, women were suffering.
In 1963, Steinem went undercover as a Playboy bunny in the prestigious New York City Playboy Club. She wrote an article called A Bunny's Tale about her experience in which she detailed the way women, especially the bunnies, were treated within the Playboy clubs.
In 1970, Steinem spoke publicly about the passage of the Equal Rights Amendment and about her own experiences with abortion. Up until that time, most women kept quiet about their abortions. Steinem's willingness to make her story public was very unusual. She spoke about reproductive freedom and how women should be able to choose what they do regarding the birth of a child. Because the country was debating whether to legalize abortion, Steinem's story helped shape the opinion of the nation towards legal abortions, and in 1973, the case of Roe v. Wade legalized abortion, paving the road for other women. While Steinem had a positive impact on the feminist movement, not everyone agreed with her ideals. Many people opposed the Equal Rights Amendment, and as a result, the amendment was not ratified.
During the 60s and 70s, Steinem worked as a freelance writer. She wrote small stories for different newspapers and magazines, but without much success. Miss Steinem learned the stereotypes and expectations of the normal woman by receiving only food, fashion, and makeup topics to write about.
Finally, after writing about Senator George McGovern's 1972 political campaign, she was offered a job as a founding editor for New York Magazine, which catapulted her to a level of authority Steinem believed she deserved. After years of work and unfair treatment, Steinem had finally made a breakthrough that helped women achieve success.
In 1972, Steinem and Dorothy Pittman Hughes, another feminist with goals similar to Miss Steinem's, started a female-led magazine that would later be known as Miss. This magazine, a first to be completely run by women, sold out its first issue in just 8 days. The magazine focused attention on women who had to balance a career and take care of a family at the same time, a situation that was becoming more prevalent in society.
Before Steinem's time, during the first wave of feminism, the movement focused mainly on gaining political equality and voting rights. Steinem led the second wave of feminism that focused on changing social standards and gaining respect among all environments.
Steinem's legacy is reflected through the Women's Media Center Group, Take Our Daughters to Work Day, and the Women's Action Alliance, all of which Steinem founded. These organizations have helped change the way women are perceived in society and the workplace. They have given power to women of all races, ages, and religions.
We're not done fighting the fight. We have a long way to go for equal pay, for equal opportunity, but it's a lot better than it used to be.